Yo, what up, fellas? It's your boy Daily Crypto coming to you from Restream. So apparently, I don't know, I should be streaming to like a couple different sources here. And I'm not sure where to see your comments if they're going to be popping up. Oh, there we go. There's a chat option. Boom. Cool. So hopefully, anytime we get a comment, it'll pop up in here. Consider this my test stream, guys. We're going to be bringing you some BTC price action as well as some Ethereum updates, and we're going to do a little Solana overview too. And if anyone does drop into the chat, hopefully I'll be able to see it here. Ooh, what's this overlay? Maybe it'll pop up on the screen. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it like that. And if we do see any questions or comments here, if you want me to analyze any pairs for you, just drop it into the chat and we'll take a look at it. So other than that, let's just go ahead and get started. So I should be able to share my entire screen here. First time using Restream. Well, I've used it before, but first time using it in a while. So we'll see. Okay, hopefully the audio is on too. Yeah, it looks like the audio is working. Sweet, and now I'm in the core. Cool beans. All right, so we got some BTC price action here. We're going to be looking at the perpetuals pair on HTX, which is Huobi, is what it used to be called. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right because I'm not of that language primarily, but in any case, it's the exchange I use mainly to trade. So that's the one I'm going to be using to chart. If you're looking at Binance or something like that, it doesn't have to be perpetual. There's a bunch of different options over here. They're all going to be pretty close in price action. There's going to be some variances in highs and lows, of course, but for the main part, price is going to be the same amongst most exchanges with a very small slippage. So here we're looking at BTC's price action, and we can see that our swing high here was penetrated by this recent high, and our swing low back here hasn't been touched since this potential buyer interest zone has not been penetrated. So price has been straying between this level since we entered this range back in November and then traded up there towards the end of December. Then we've been stuck in sort of this grid. So we also had a little bit of dynamic support and resistance here, which buyer support hasn't returned to this trend line. However, it was penetrated on this trend line. So I'll go ahead and click that one out for us now. And then we'll be looking about these 2 points because this gives us our next projection. So we have support here in this range, potential dynamic support because this was once resistance and it flipped support a few times. So there may be buyer interest in this level when price gets back here. Otherwise, if there is no buyer interest in this level, then we can look to see price descend back towards this level, which is going to be at the swing low area, or based upon this previous dynamic trend line, which also coincides with this projection from these 2 points. So below that, if price doesn't manage to find any support here, we could potentially pull back to the swing high. We're just looking at all the worst case scenarios here, or now we're going to be looking at the best case scenarios. So we're going to find support in this level, come back up, and potentially find resistance here, at which point it's either going to, if it experiences that resistance, come back down and play that support level again. If it does not experience the resistance here, then we'll look to trend up again towards this swing high. So once we can defeat one of these ranges, either this potential buyer interest range here, or this previous swing high up here, once price breaks out of that range, we'll be able to have more confidence that it's either going to A, come up to this level, or B, come down to this level. So it's like an if-then situation, and we had to look at all our possibilities. So that's what we got for BTC there. I'm going to go ahead and drop a screenshot of that in the chat. All right. Boom, bada bing. Got some BTC there. All right, now we're going to be taking a look at some of our indicators. So first, we're going to be looking at the exponential moving averages. These just display the average price that someone has paid for this asset over a predefined number of days or hours, minutes, whatever time frame you're looking at. In this instance, we're on the daily time frame because if I give you something on the hourly, it might change fast before you're able to act on it. So on the daily, things take 1 day to represent one candlestick. So here we're looking at the average price that people have paid over the past sessions that we value here. So I like to use 9, 26, 50, 100, and 200. And then this EMA trading indicator takes the place of the 100 there. So currently we're seeing that price is coming near a point where over the past 100 days, people have paid an average of, we see if we hover over here and we look at these values, actually I have to turn this on, show us here, then we can see that people have paid an average of $84,000 for Bitcoin over the past 100 rolling days. And price is now $95,000. A little far from me, sorry. And we can see that it's coming near that. So it's trading above an EMA support. So people have recently purchased this Bitcoin for this price in the recent past, which means they're going to be looking to take action when it comes here, either to prevent losses or to take profits. So if they bought recently under that, they're going to be trying to take profits before it comes back to their position. If it's going under, then they're going to be looking to take profits, which could trigger a move towards that 200. So anytime we're looking at these EMAs, we have to consider how far they are away from each other, and we know that they will be touching at some point. And right now it's using the other EMAs, which is 9, 26, and 50 as resistance. And that means that over the past 9 days, over the past 26 days, and over the past 50 days, people paid on average a higher price than what Bitcoin is now. So on average, there's a general loss in the market for being below some of these recent moving averages. In the shorter term, people who are accumulating within these time periods, we measure back 9 days, and then 26 days, and then 50. People who've acquired BTC within this time range are now close to break even or at a loss. And people who've acquired BTC over the past 100 or 200 days, 100 days are also close to break even or at a loss. Well, the only people in profits now that are holding BTC are people who have been holding for over the past 200 days, because that average is currently far below the current market price. So all this means is we're using these as support and resistance. I want to try and break those down for you, what that means, because in our next assets, we're going to be looking at them as well. Looking at some of my other favorite indicators, I like to use the ADX, but it's not very meaningful right now as we're trading below an area of strong momentum. The MACD does show that we are bearish, so you really wouldn't want to look for any potential long-term entries unless you're at a reliable support and had other strategy conditions met. But based off the MACD, it does show potential for bearish action. And then on the RSI, we're not really looking at anything meaningful here. There's not a current, I think actually, yes, there was a divergence that I wanted to take a look at. Okay, so it comes from here, this divergence here, and then here. So price currently has shown us a divergence that hasn't been completed nor invalidated yet. So we have 33% over 69, and then coming up here, we have 33% over 69. Okay, so that's how we would do that, measure from that point to that point, and then we have our divergence projection zone. So that's also really not far-fetched. And we take that point from these two levels here and these two levels here. So then we have that measurement for bullish divergence. But right now, price is not overbought and not exactly completely oversold or underbought, but you could begin to look for those opportunities to go long. As long as this bullish divergence isn't invalidated here, bloop, at this point, we would completely abandon that bullish divergence long interest. But it could find support here, and we may look to come up again, as we talked, boom, boom, break that level, and then it would be within the divergence projection zone. So that's what we're looking at with BTC based on all the indicators and tools I like to use. We have the divergence leading up towards that potential break of that swing high. And then we also have, remember, this potential buyer interest has been held for quite a while. But if buyers stop showing interest at this level, then we may see price fall towards that 85K range to look for future buyer interest, which we didn't really experience much of in the past. So we would have to rely heavily on that 200 EMA and this other formation as well. So now that everything's dropped in there, we'll go ahead and drop one more screenshot. And then we're going to move on to Ethereum if there's no other questions. Don't think I see anyone here yet, but that's all cool. Didn't really even let anyone know the stream was happening because I wanted to make sure that I was able to do the stream before I had 100,000 people waiting that nobody would watch. Oh, it looks like we do have some people out here. What's up, guys? Drop a what's up if you're here. Let me know what you want me to analyze. I'm going to be moving on to Ethereum now. So again, we're going to start with the basic market structure here. We're looking at our previous swing high at a level of 4,099. And again, this may have varied on other exchanges. We're going to be looking at the perpetual pair on HTX. But in any case, it was somewhere around 4,000 across most exchanges. And then we have our swing low for the range at 2,065. And really, price has been trading in here since March of 2024 when we saw that high. And then that low was established on August 2024. So it's been trading in here for quite some time. If we measure from that high to where we are now, it's 336. Getting some Discord ping, so I just want to make sure that my audio is live. Someone's pinging me. What time do you finish streaming? I need to use Restream account. All right. Wrapping up. Nikki told me. Sorry, guys. Grace DM'd me. But there we go. Anyway, here we're looking at 336 days. So that's over a year of price action here for Ethereum. And we got this pattern where we see Ethereum has been trading alongside on the bottom now, breaching a previous resistance support flip. So here we had resistance, support, broke through, resistance, broke through. Now it's broken through. So it's really heavily relying on this formation of this trend line. And if it doesn't sustain here, it's already broken through that level. So the only next level that's reasonable is going to be down towards these levels. So based off simple price action, it's not really looking too good for Ethereum. We have our if-then statements in either direction. And we're going to be looking at a couple of indicators real quick because Gray needs the Restream account, apparently. Conflict in scheduling, guys. Sorry about that. So looking at our EMAs, we can see price is already penetrated underneath that 200 EMA. There's a little bit different scenario for BTC. BTC still had some potential catch at that 200 EMA level, but Ethereum has already broken down below that. So on all instances of the exponential moving averages, there's a lot of people at a loss right now, and the market's in a general downtrend. It has been since December. So we saw that high peak out and has been making, lower highs and lower lows since December. So that's what we're kind of looking at there. Any potential points where price may burst up to for like a pullback, as we see price pushes down and then pulls back, pushes down, pulls back. So it's a push down. Anywhere that we may expect a pullback is going to be along this EMA or this trend line. And if price suddenly slams out or experiences more rejection there, it can either go straight down from here or from there. So these are going to be all the levels of resistance. If price manages to break above them, then we're going to look for something like that. But those are where all of our EMA resistances are for Ethereum. And then looking at our other indicators really quick, we do see here the ADX is in a meaningful position. It's broken above the 25 and it's been gaining momentum for quite some time, representative of a downtrend. So you really wouldn't want to look for any long opportunities here unless you're like some amazing, incredible magician of a scalper executing on the 1 minute time frames. There's always an opportunity available. But in the general overview of things, it's a downtrend. This is also confirmed by the MACD, which shows the histogram and the signal in a downtrend. And then here by the RSI, there's not any divergence here, bullish, that would show us or give us the insight that there might be a reversal. But there's also not any bearish. So it's a good thing that it's not completely above the 70. That's really where you want to look to sell. It is right along the 30. So it's not an awful time to begin looking, but don't blow the bag trying to get in at this time. We need to see a little bit more signs of reversal before we go heavy here. Because again, this looks like it's been gaining momentum and doesn't really show a sign of reversal yet. So we'll drop a screenshot of that in the chat for you. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to rug the stream because Gray needs it. He needs the restream. Sorry about the scheduling conflict, guys. Again, I didn't really even tell anyone about this. I didn't post an announcement anywhere because I was doing some testing today. So sorry, I'm going to have to rug all 38 of you. Thanks for coming out. We're going to be having this more regularly, and I'll make sure to chat with Gray so we don't overlap on scheduling. Thanks for coming out, everyone.